Carson's week was already awful work chaos, a boss blaming him for someone else's mistake when he got home and found his sister-in-law's car blocking his driveway. Inside, he grabbed a beer and headed toward the living room. Then froze. Through the doorway, he heard his wife Janice laughing with her sister. She wasn't talking about dinner. She was bragging about her ex, Brandon, how he'd done her 3 times that day and how she couldn't get enough since he came back. Then the sentence that shattered everything. Brandon wants me to move in. I'll get a lawyer and file for divorce. This is a community property state, so I'll get half of everything. Carson didn't storm in. He didn't scream. He walked out the back door like a ghost, sat in his car, and stared at the dark. No intimacy for a month suddenly made sense. And the worst part? He'd been stupidly in love, no prenup. He had inherited millions from his father, kept it invested, and built serious savings. If she filed first, the state could hand her a fortune for cheating. So Carson decided on one thing. He would disappear before she could strike. For days he acted normal, smiled, kissed her cheek, listened to her fake sweetness while he planned. Monday he liquidated his portfolio, cashed out his 401k, canceled the credit cards, moved the money out of reach. Then he told Janice he had an emergency work trip, packed only what mattered, and kissed her goodbye. He didn't look back. He traded his Lexus with his buddy Jake for an older rebuilt SUV, paid cash, left no trail. Nights in motels were brutal, but every mile felt like oxygen. 5 days later, he ended up in a small-town Montana diner and overheard an older rancher, Bill, saying he needed help but couldn't afford it. Carson offered a deal, room and food for labor. That ranch became his reset button. He worked until his hands ached, learned the land, earned Bill and Sam's respect, and quietly sent proof of life to police through Jake so he wouldn't be hunted like a missing person. Back home, Janice reported him missing, then panicked when she discovered every card was dead and the accounts were empty. Brandon dumped her the moment he realized the money was gone. She ended up waitressing, broke, and furious. Meanwhile, Carson found something else on that ranch piece, and Caitlin, Bill's fiery red-haired daughter who returned home with a veterinary doctorate. Their banter turned into chemistry. Then one day, Carson tracked trespassers across the property line and caught 3 men sneaking up on Caitlin while she was swimming. He stopped them at gunpoint, forced a confession, and helped expose a cattle rustling scheme run by rival rancher Wilson. Months later, Carson made his final move. He bought Wilson's ranch, proposed to Caitlin, and merged the land with Bill's operation, turning disaster into dynasty. To close the past, he offered Janice a settlement, $50,000 and a clean divorce. She signed. Carson didn't just vanish. He reappeared as someone new.